Hey folks, Dave with Daggone Lasercraft. Today we're going to do another novice laser project. We're going to create a layered Halloween scene. We're going to use free vectors from the internet, and I'll drop links to them down in the description so you can go grab them and grab some others while you're out there. We'll use Lightburn laser cutting software to set everything up. Then we'll cut it all out with the XTOOL D1 Pro 40 watt laser. This is going to be a pretty cool project, so y'all stick around and we'll get right to it. Okay folks, we're in Lightburn. First thing we're going to do is set up our workspace. So grab a box over here on the top left, drag it out, click your arrow to select it. Up top, make sure your lock is off here. And we're going to make this 290 millimeters square. And that will give us about something close to 11.5 inches, which is the plywood I'm working with. That's 3 millimeters thick. So we're going to select this, and at the bottom we're going to click T1 to make it a tool, and then there will be no output for it. So now we can start working inside this space and make everything fit. So grab another box. We're going to make that about 100 by 130, something like that. When you drag your boxes or any shape out, don't forget to hit your arrow at the top to select it. Otherwise, you'll just start making another box. It's raining outside pretty hard, so hopefully it don't disturb us too much. We want to fit everything in this workspace, and that way we can do it all in one sheet of wood. Okay, so we want to make that a cut, and your cut of course will be different from mine possibly. I've got a 40 watt laser, so whatever yours calls for, set that up for a cut. So you want to right click on that selected square and click duplicate. Grab it, drag it out a little bit, grab the corner, pull it in to resize it, and we're making this like a picture frame. So now you can select both and hit this bullseye, and it'll line it up. And you want to group it. So select, well, normally you can just grab and select it and then right click and group it. But we're using union on this, so right over here. And if you do that, it won't work. So select one, push the shift key, select the other, then right click, and then group. And then you're fine. But the other way, union won't work. So select that, and then duplicate again, drag one out, duplicate that one, and just drag it down out of the way. So now we want to go back to this first one and ungroup. And take this centerpiece out and just delete it. Because this is going to be our background and the scene will be scored onto it. You could engrave it, but it'd take a lot longer. So we're just going to score it today. So we're going to go out and grab some vectors I got off of the internet. I'll put links down in the description so you can go grab those and grab some more. So grab this from the corner to resize initially. You may have to do some tweaking on it later, but we basically want to fit it inside this box. We want to get rid of this outside line. So while you've got that selected, right click, ungroup, and then just grab that, take it out of the way, and delete that off. And you'll notice there's some sometimes you'll download vectors and they'll have some trash pieces off to the side. So just delete those. Just select them and delete them off. Wouldn't hurt anything for them to stay, but it may throw you off with something else. Alright, Alright, so now we're going to select that, and well, first we're going to steal these bats. Instead of getting more bats, we'll just use these. So grab these bats and drag them out. Notice if you drag from the left to select, it don't select unless you get everything in there. Notice the line's red. But if you come from the right, you get a green line, and really all you got to do is touch it and grab it. So remember that, save you some time. And then we'll group these bats to the eyes so we don't end up having bats with without eyes. But we're just going to put them off to the side and use them later on. We'll stick them over here, out of the way. Now we want to grab what's left and click score. So whatever you've got set up for score, do that. And then you want to go over to the top right and pull that to the top to make sure you score first. You never want to cut first. I've done that before, so I forget to do that. Alright, so go ahead and group that together, and then we can drag it up. We lost some stuff. That's alright, we got Control Z. Remember Control Z. It will save you a lot of headaches. And that's just like using your back button. Push down on your mouse wheel to move your canvas around. Scroll in and out with the mouse wheel. Lightburn is pretty awesome software. So now we want to get this in here and resize it closer to the edge. We do not want to do that. We just want to grab it, drag it out. Because one of these will end up over here on top of that with other stuff in it. And we don't want to cover up our bats or anything else in this one. We just want to get it to a good, usable position like that. And you can drag them out on the sides if you're careful and you know that's what you want to do. But for resizing proportionately, always go to the corner. Okay, so now that's good. We can select all of this and group that together. Alright, so that one's good. So, and we can check that on preview to see what it looks like up here. And there's our preview. And while you can pull things off to the side and work on them, you can work on stuff over here, it won't show up on a preview. It's just not there. So it has to be over here on the canvas to show up. There you go. Alright, so we are going to get those bats, and well, first we're going to get a house. We're going to go get a house, and again, this is free, and you can go out and get these. And there's some good people out there that have put these together. I appreciate it because I know I wouldn't be doing a lot of stuff if they hadn't. So we just want to get this house in here and get it to a decent size, and then we want to attach it to this frame. So it just has to be touching. Okay, now for union to work, notice how they're grayed out now. If you just grab and select, it's going to stay grayed out. So you've got to click one object, shift, and then click the next object, go over to Union, and now our house is part of that scene. I think we'll add one of these bats in here, probably this little one, and we'll just move it around, and we'll let that bat be flying over the house. I'm touching both sides, but you don't have to. You can touch one side, but something that small would be really delicate and probably end up in the floor broken off. Okay, so now click the one object, shift, and click the next object, go over and hit Union. Okay, so now that is part of the house. So that frame is finished, and it will end up over here as a layer. Okay, so now let's put on this one, go over here and grab a circle, and then push down your shift key and then your left mouse key and drag it out. We're making a moon. Let go of your mouse key and then shift, and then go down and click that as a cut. So Control Z. So when you make a mistake, I make them constantly. There's another one. Alright, so we want to move this. Select your moon, put it in the corner, and then select object, shift, select the next object, and then Union. And there we go. So here comes the other bat. We're going to put that, make that a little bigger so you can see it. We're just going to put that up in the corner, let it touch the moon and the side there. So select one, shift, select the next one. There we go. And then go over here and hit Union. And now the bat is part of it as well. Okay, so this one is the back layer. This is the center layer. This is the front layer. So we need to add a tab onto this one. So just go up and grab square and then just draw out a square. Don't forget to hit your arrow, and then you want part of that up in the, to go up inside of the frame. And now you can click the frame, then click the tab, and then go over here and hit weld this time, not Union, hit weld. And then you have a tab. So now we need to make a slot and a little stand for it. So grab another box, come over here and just draw out a little stand. Go up and hit your arrow to select it, then go down to the bottom left and click radius. Now you can go hit the corners, click the corners, and it'll round them off for you. Makes it look a lot better. And now hit your arrow. Okay, so now we need to get our slot. So grab your box, come over to this and make it just slightly larger. Now I'm going to make the slot 2.7 millimeters, even though we're working with 3mm wood. The kerf of my laser, and if you don't know, kerf is the amount of material that is taken out of the wood above and beyond what you have specified. You have to think of it as like a saw going through wood. It takes out a certain amount of material beyond where you have marked it. Okay, so now we're going to take this slot and drop it in, and then we're going to select and hit this bullseye up here to make sure it's centered. I don't know what just happened, so I'm going to hit Control Z. Okay, there we go. So we're selecting this. Okay, so we're centered, and then we can group that. And I believe we're there. All we need to do is cut. So we got score first, and then all the cuts will happen. I'm going to select all of this and just change the position, because this is the position my laser is in. So I'm using absolute coordinates, so all I have to do is click the positioning tool and my laser goes to wherever I want it. So let me get set up in the laser bed, and I'll come back and do a frame and then send the code over to the laser, and then we'll let it cut and see what this thing looks like. Okay, give me a few minutes, I'll be right back. Okay, we're all set up in Lightburn. Just need to check frame and then hit start, send the code over to the laser. Okay, looks good. It'll probably get loud. I got to turn the exhaust fan on and the air assist, and then we'll send the code on over. Well, folks, our creation turned out good. Let me get a little closer. Hopefully it don't throw the camera out of focus. The layering shows up. You could make your tree and your little bats darker, but the technique's there, so you can use this to create a lot of things. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you learned something. If you did, please like and subscribe. Please check back often for new videos, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.